All right, folks, welcome to the program. This week we're joined by my good friend Josh. He might be our new co-host, in fact. But let's go to the news, folks. Let's get right into the show and go right to the news. New Earth-sized extrasolar planet discovered. This is coming to us by unexplained-mysteries.com. Situated just 11 light years away, Ross 12b, 128b, if I'm reading this correctly, is shaping up to be a promising place to look for life. Discovered by the high-accuracy radio velocity planet searcher, which is HARPS, instrument at the La Silla Observatory in Chile. This new extrasolar world is 1.35 times the mass of our own planet and orbits around 20 times closer to its parent star, a red dwarf, than the Earth orbits the Sun. While Ross 128b is further away from the Proxima b, another potentially habitable world situated a mere 4.22 light years away, scientists believe that it is more likely to capable of supporting life. Determining exactly what kind of atmospheres Ross 128b and Proxima b might have, however, will need to wait until after NASA's upcoming James Webb Space Telescope launches in 2019. We have some other news, BBC World News here, explaining a little bit more of it. And we go on to some other news. House Republicans here pass a $1.4 trillion tax overhaul bill. House of Representatives has passed a controversial overhaul of the U.S. tax code that slashes corporate rates. Thursday's vote came after U.S. President Donald Trump made a rail visit to Congress to rally lawmakers around the tax overhaul plan. The Senate is working to board support of its own version of the bill, but one Republican has said it is a no. Republicans' attempt to pass a significant overhaul of the U.S. tax code since 1986 are a critical test for the party and president. All right, folks. What's next here? Analysts also expect Republicans in the Senate to pass a measure without Democratic votes, later reconcile the two versions. But Republicans are facing the opponents within their own party, which could endeavor legislature's prospects. What's the plan? Broadly speaking, the Republican proposal here, it says, would lash the corporate rate from 35% to 20% and change the overseas profits and payments from overseas subsidiaries are taxed. Republicans estimate the average American family of four will see their taxes lowered by $1,182. That's wonderful. See, things are happening, folks. Good things are happening. You just have to look for them. UK, United Kingdom, and Canada lead global alliance against coal. The UK and Canada have launched a global alliance of 20 countries committed to phasing out coal for energy production. Members including France, Finland, and Mexico say they'll end the use of coal before 2030. Ministers hope to have 50 countries signed up by the time the next major UN conference in Poland next year. Called the Powering Past Coal Alliance, the new incentive sees countries, regions, and provinces signing up to set coal phase-out targets and committing to no investments in coal-fired electricity in their national jurisdictions abroad. I have no idea what to say to that. I guess, I'm more for nuclear or thorium power, actually. And I'm also for solar power. Ways that we can get our own electricity where we don't have to depend on large firms and corporate sectors and corporate foundations or public foundations here in the United States to get us what we need as power goes. Which cities will flood when the ice melts? Oh boy, they're still on this. NASA forecast. Of course, NASA gets involved. Which cities will flood as the ice melts? Forecasting 2 reveals which cities will be affected by different portions of the ice sheet melt, say scientists. Their findings are published in a journal, Science Advances. Senior scientist Dr. Everett Evans says as cities and countries attempt to build plans to migrate flooding, they will have to be thinking about 100 years in the future as they want to access risk in the same way the insurance companies do. Oh boy. And this new tool provided a way for them to work out which ice sheets should be most worried about. All right. Here it also says, it suggests that London sea level rise could significantly affect the changes in the northwestern part of the Greenland ice sheet. Shows some wonderful maps here. Changes to the ice sheet could affect New York, the Antarctic, Sydney, Greenland, New York, London. That's where it's saying. That's not a large amount of population of the planet that's going to be flooded by an ice sheet, but they are major cities and major areas with a lot of people that would suffer. I don't know what to think of this. I'm going to follow this story. I'm going to follow it as best we can. Ice sheets. I was told when I was a kid. Josh joins us now here. Josh, I don't know if you're even old enough to remember those ice sheets that used to flood.
No, not really.
Being warned about it.
I have heard a few things, but I didn't even know about this story until you read it just now. I haven't heard anything about it because I haven't really been following the news.
Well, it's a news story here. But when I was a kid, they used to say the ice is going to melt, global warming. I don't think any of the ice has melted yet. Well, it has, but I don't think it's grave concern like they made it out to be. Far-right tweeters lose verified tick. The social network says it removed the verified badge from accounts to break its rules. This far verified thing breaks its rules here. Among them are a few people here. We're not going to mention who they are. Twitter said the badge is being interpreted as an endorsement or an indicator of importance, and it said it would change the scheme. The blue badge is first introduced to indicate the authority of prominent profiles on social network. The new guidelines say verified status can be lost if a person breaks Twitter's rules or promotes hate, basis of race, ethnicity, national origin, sexual orientation, gender identity, religious affirmation, age, disability, or disease. Said behavior both on a Twitter would take into account. Some of those who had then their verified badges removed, and it goes through a list here, again, they're people I'm not going to name. I don't even think I know these people. The new policy was being applied instantly and highlighted accounts, disgraced celebrities that have not lost the icon. Dr. Kessler suggested Twitter had changed its rules to censor its views. While others said now classified truth as hate speech. Here we go again, folks. Them limiting speech and freedom of the speech, freedom of ideas, is more like what it's called in today's world. They're limiting it. Now, I got a Twitter account if you want to go over there. Go over on Twitter. Friend me on Twitter. Friend me on Facebook. Our website, folks, www.thealliance.com. TheParanormalAlliance.com here. www.TheParanormalAlliance.com. Folks, we're going to go on a quick break, and then we're going to get right into our full show today. That is the news out of the way and done. I know you folks don't like to do it. I know you folks don't like the news, but that's the stuff. So again, folks, now that everything is ready to go, we're back from our break. Welcome, Josh. And you, the audience, welcome to our program this week. As I discussed earlier, the number is 607-238-3816 is the phone number. For the people that are new at this, press number 1 if you want to get right into our program. Here is the dial tone for you. So, Josh, in your opinion, you stated to me yesterday that the best part of your investigation was when the spirits talked to you.
Yes.
That was the best part?
I would say so because I really was not expecting them to respond to me right away whenever I said, hey, let's move the EMF meter here, and he goes to the door and he's like, I'm standing in it. That really freaked me out because, like I said, I'm new, and I was not expecting that to happen. So that kind of freaked me out a little bit, and the funniest part I'd say last night was when the cat jumped on me and I thought something grabbed at me. That was pretty funny. You had to embarrass me about that a little bit.
Well, that little cat was jumping on us a lot. Yeah. Anyways, what do you think, in the world of the paranormal, what do you think, Josh, would be your best bet on how evidence is collected? I've often, we're doing this month, the program is investigations. The other day we interviewed Mike. Now, you are not that new at paranormal. You do know the topic. But what is, in your best opinion, the best evidence?
I would say using cameras, videos, because the videos, I would say, would be the best proof because it's actually showing the proof right in front of you. At the same time, when you're seeing it with your own eyes and you're recording it with your video camera or your cell phone, and you've got the proof right there to show to other people, hey, look what I witnessed this day. And they say, oh, you have proof about it? Like, yes, I do. Here you go.
Now, the best proof that I've seen is video. I've also seen the best proof of audio, EVPs, spoken words from the spirit world, different mannerisms of audio with tape or digital audio, even video audio. The ghost box. I'm no longer a skeptic of the ghost box. I have almost mastered it. There's a few things I don't understand, like what channels are actually being scanned. Is it all radio, AM, and FM's channels? Is it all frequency, as in all the towers, or is it just the local stuff? It's anything that an antenna can pick up. I do know that.
Yeah.
And when the antenna picks up the signal,
it plays it.
Yes, it does. But can it be anything? Could it pick up CB radios? Could it pick up
police?
Emergency, police, fire, EMS.
Radio.
Could it pick up private stuff, like a taxi cab company, or a metavan, or a trucking company,
or a school bus?
Or they would be public as well, school bus. I'm not too familiar with the operation of channels being received by towers. I know AM station is kind of a ground one and goes out. The FM one is a full tower. I do know we have two hills with towers here, England Hill being one of them. That has most of them on there. We also have a cell phone tower that has two AM, FM type radio transmitters for two of the other companies around here. Clearwater Entertainment and whatever one is downtown. The WAAL, WNBF, WHWK, and there's three others with that company. I'm not sure what they do as well. But I know there's another entertainment company here for the television. And Spectrum's towers are also some of the towers up there. We have Verizon, AT&T, still landline type things, and we have cell phone towers all over the place. One's downtown that if you stand in that area, your fingers will start to tingle. But I'm not sure about the frequencies. Now, can it pick up cell phones? Can it pick up... and I've tested all this out. I've been on a cell phone near it. I played with my CB radio. But I'm definitely sure the ghost box can, at different scanning frequencies, you don't want to do it too slow. You want it even where the channels are a base of scan and static combined like ours does.
Yeah.
There's some high quality ones out there. I think mine is about $98 when it was first purchased.
Oh, wow.
I also made one. We have that one. We haven't used it in a long time because it's starting to wear, and they don't make that kind anymore. And now I don't want to go online and buy a new one knowing what I have already with the prices out there. Now, secondly of all, though, is voice. We did review, and we're going to post it up there for you. We're going to post it on there. We're going to post it on here on YouTube. We will post it on our Facebook and our Twitter, possibly, and our website, www.theparanormalalliance.com. We will post it there. We have had several of the what you call EVPs, a classic EVP of an actual person speaking that you clearly understand it.
Yeah, we got a couple of those last night.
Yes, we did the other day. We did last week. And I remember when we were on there with, what's his name there? We got some with him. But we're going to post this all on our website, folks. Right now, real quick, www.theparanormalalliance.com is our website. Our phone number is 607-238-3816. We are here live with Joshua Frenchy, and he is one of our investigators. He is, by the name, if you think his last name's funny, Frenchy, we just call him that. His real last name's French, but we call him Frenchy just for the fun of this show. And what we're going to do now is I'm going to check our Facebook, because we are going to go live on Facebook here in just a few minutes, wherever I can find my cell phone. You may have to call it and find it, folks, because a lot of people wanted to get up on that as well. So what we're going to do is take our first break. What we do on a break is here, it'll be silenced. We don't play our full commercials due to YouTube limits. We can talk to you on our live break. We can answer your questions in our chat room. We do have a few blog TV chat rooms asking us who we are. So we're going to be right back right after this. So again, welcome back, folks. We're here on the program, the website, www.theparanormalalliance.com. If you're watching us on a YouTube or a Vlog or the Facebook, we probably will not be airing the advertisements due to rules of these things. If you want them, you're going to have to go to our archives. Our archives are up on YouTube as well. We're going to have the archives up there. We're going to have everything for you there as well as our visual show like this. We plan on doing a little bit more stuff than what we're doing now. We're trying to get our Facebook to work. So hopefully it'll work. Now, we were talking about the, real quick, the number 238-3816. We were talking about voices and other things, and on the advertisement I mentioned, what about video audio? And I thought to myself, video audio has many times, many times, have gotten good evidence from the video's audio. I remember a few cases that it has done that. I remember a few cases where we have picked up odd voices, a female voice one time. I remember as well, we did a session of EVP session. We didn't get anything on the regular recorder, the regular audio. We got an answer on the video audio. It was really unique. It is, it's very, I don't know, very unique to get that kind of stuff. It also sometimes, I feel that the video audio should be used more often. It should be studied more. It's sometimes hard to do with, for me it's hard to do, because you gotta take out the video, you gotta take out the voice, but those professionals on TV have a recording, then they put it with the visual camera. They do it differently than what I do it. So it's something that should be used more often. And now we are connected live right now we're live on Facebook tonight. We're joined with our good friend Josh, who is here in the studio with us. I don't know if you want to get those headphones. We probably won't monitor that. You don't need to monitor that, Josh. We're live here with Josh in our main studio here. What the heck? We'll just put the video right there. See if we can get that in there. All right, folks. We're here with Josh. We're also on our YouTube. If you guys want to join us. The reason the video is a little choppy is because we have it kind of angled. I've never used Facebook with the YouTube here. But welcome aboard, folks, from the Facebook world. Our number is 607-238-3816. We're also on YouTube right now, live. And one mention, if you're watching us live tonight, or if you're listening to the audio, if you're watching us live, you will not hear our ads or our sponsors or whatever we have because of rules of YouTube and Facebook. We can only sponsor ourselves. We can only show ourselves. I was looking into this. I found some stuff on YouTube where we could add it in there. But our archive section does have them. Don't threat if you have an ad. If you want to be featured on our program or have us mention you, go to our website, send us a letter, www.theparanormalalliance.com. We are talking about investigating all this month, and today we started off talking about investigations that have happened in the last 3 months. We are now talking about, and as I went on the break, and as I just said a few minutes ago before our Facebook audience joined us, we're talking about audio EVPs. And I was just thinking, as I'm talking about all this, wouldn't it be nice if you could hook up your EVP, your video, your visual audio from your video camera, all together and see if it's all the same?
That'd be pretty cool.
I've not done that yet. I one time, we went up to the Sullivan ships up in Buffalo. And there was a guy that loved EVPs, sound and all that. And he does what Nicole does. Nicole is part of the Alliance here. Hi, Nicole, if you're out there. He listened to the EVPs in between. And I have begun to do that. It takes up a lot of time. But I'm starting to do that because you miss stuff. And then you can go back. And the stuff you missed in the regular session, you can go back and find out stuff.
It's like right there.
It's right there. Now, let's move on to photos and stuff. Because you mentioned on the break about photos. What about photos helping and visual? I like videos better sometimes than I do photos. Photos in today's world can be manipulated. In today's world can be referenced. Today's world can be structured and fussed with. But a lot of times the photos are what is happening at that moment. Video is the same thing. If you take out the sound part of video, all it is multiple photos being shown to you in a visual sense of what's happening. And our good friend last week, Michael Alchemy joined us talking about photos. But this week, video, to me, is an important part of an investigation. And with all the technology we have today, it's also important because you can go on YouTube, you can go on your Facebook, you can go up to your Twitter, you can go up to other media devices. And last night's investigation, and the last investigation we were on, we did some Facebook videos. But last night was his first full investigation, Josh's. He has done some cemeteries. We did a park. But what did you think when you went in there?
I was thinking at first, this ain't going to be so bad. It's going to be, we'll just go in, see what's going on, cleanse it, and leave. No. It was way intense than I've ever seen. Door rattling, EVPs, EMF. It's like all this equipment that I've never seen before, and it's like, whoa, this is kind of intense here. and it's like I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. I did get freaked. I mentioned at the beginning of the show that I got a little freaked out when the spirit was only talking to me. Like it would respond, like I mentioned. I said put the EMF by the door. The spirit said I'm standing in it.
Well, that was a classic, actually. That was a classic EVP. That was not on the ghost box. The ghost box was a little running with the static. I think last night we had a problem with our ghost box. A lot of interference, a lot of stopping. That's why I really wish somebody could explain to me better. I've looked it up online. I just don't understand it. The process of these transmitting signals. Could they break up with cell phones and all that stuff? But you mentioned something else, that spirits talk to you. I used to be known for having the spirits mention me in the ghost box. Or mention my acquaintance being in the room. I used to have good rapport, if you will, with said ghost, with said occurrences. Now, what I don't like about the ghost box is that there's no way to scan out certain things on 3 different levels. I think the new one does have that, though. But if you could get the AM, the FM, the other... Now, I got a cell phone app that does it, but it doesn't correlate with stuff very quickly. What it does is it focuses on something at that moment, and it says something. Now, a lot of these cell phone apps, I don't know if they're real. I don't know if they're games, like the Ghost Finder. I had that on my cell phone. I got rid of it. You walk around in rooms, it tells you where a ghost is, and then if you take a picture with it, it'll show something. And I did this on everything I went. I went into places where I knew there was nothing. Now, there's some people out there that are listening to our program tonight that's going to say ghosts are everywhere, spirits are everywhere. You just got to feel them, find them. You don't know they're there. But when it comes up the same appearance as the ghost, it looks the same. It's always in the same spot. It was always on the left of me or the right of me. It was always by my shoulder. Spirits are not going to be always in the same spot. I got rid of that app. But my Ghost Box apps are pretty good. The one is just a frequency scanner, and it's very unique because it scans everything at once. CB radios, police scanners, anything that's in the air, it picks up. Other cell phones, I've had tested it. A friend was on a cell phone. It started making a funny noise within the static and the stuff, so we knew that it had picked up some kind of cell phone interference. It's very unique. But then again, my trusted Ghost Box is the one I trust. Real quick, folks, again, www.theparanormalalliance.com. You can go up there. You're going to see photos from last week's show. You can see all of our evidence up there, including the Shadow Cat. That's a good photo up there. I am joined today, if you're just joining us, welcome. Maybe you're just tuning in, either on the YouTube or our live Facebook here, or maybe our archive show. Maybe you just turned it on. I'd like to welcome all you. This is Josh, one of the members of the Paranormal Alliance. Last night was his first full investigation. We have brought him on some other things that were not so big. And this month is all about investigating, and tonight we're talking about visual and audio techniques. Now, I was asked earlier in our chat room if we could air some stuff from last night's show. We're not going to do that. We got to go through everything. We have 2 EVPs that we've already know what they did and what they said because we listened to it at that time. I'm doing that new technique where you listen to it after you do it on your breaks. We took 3 breaks last night and did that for a little bit. But nothing is going to go up just yet. I realize on my YouTube I don't have a lot of evidence stuff as much as I should up there. I will be getting that more, and we will be getting these EVPs up on the website this week. This coming week is also Thanksgiving is coming up. If you're here in America and you celebrate Thanksgiving, well, happy Thanksgiving to you. If you're somewhere else and celebrate something, well, happy whatever holiday you have. I know it's a time for families, and it's also a time for spirits to come back to want to be with their relatives. And that brings up a good point now that I said that we're in a shift, I believe. I had an email the other day asking me if I'm aware of the shift that's happening again in the spirit world. I don't think it's a spirit world shift. I think it's an earth type shift. The weather here has been weird. We had snow, then we had extremely hot weather. Today it's been very rainy, and the temperature's up and down. So I know something's up. What is this? All right, no, Jacob, we don't have any. The other one in there, Sally, hello, yes, from our YouTube. Our iVlog chat room went down, so we're not going to focus on it. I don't know what's the matter. Last week we had it up and it went down in the middle of the thing. We're going to try to get it back up maybe on the break. But going back to the EVPs, I use Audacity for checking out our stuff. In fact, we're recording right now on Audacity as we speak. We have that running in the background here. Josh can see it. I don't know if anybody else can. Josh can see it. We have it running in the background while we're doing our YouTube and everything else. So we have everything out up here at once. I got to get a computer with 2 screens again, because this is... Anyways, we have it running, and that's what I use to check it. Now, a lot of people will ask, when do these voices come up? I've been asked at a convention I went to, is how do we know a human voice from a spirit voice? And as you could tell, Josh, last night, the spirit voices sometimes are just like our own.
Yeah.
Now, how they talk without vocal cords and air and all that, I don't know, but that's. But here's a question for you, Josh. What did you think, as a new investigator? You've done stuff with me before. You haven't done something as big. The pressure was on last night as you sat there, listened with your headphones on our break. What did you think when you first started hearing something?
I was like, what the heck? Did I really just hear this? It's like I was amazed. Because for spirits to actually communicate with you, it's like, it's amazing. Especially, I'll say it again, like I said in the beginning of the show, the spirit was only responding to me. It wasn't responding to Wade. It wasn't responding to the person we were investigating with and her husband. It was only responding to me. And then I asked throughout the towards the end of the investigation, we had this, what was it called? The thing with the antenna on it?
The ghost box?
Not the ghost box. The little wired thing with the blue light.
The touch sensors.
The touch sensor.
I have little square touch sensors, folks, real quick here. They have, the way to describe it is a little box. You put the battery in it, and it has a wire, gold or copper or whatever. I'm not really sure what kind of wire it is. But it's a sensor wire where if you touch it, the light comes on. The diode light, that's what it is a diode connected to a small circuit with a wire on it. It'll do it. And I call them sensor boxes because that's what they are, little boxes that have a sensor on it. Now what we did was we stuck it under the door. We put one in the middle of the room. We have put one on the stairs. I have put them on beds. If you put the wire under it, the light will be on. And then if something moves it, it'll disconnect from the wire so it's not touching it anymore and go off. There's so many things you can do with these things. I'm so glad I got them. They were new at the time when I got them. It was a new technology, so to speak.
Okay.
It wasn't that vast when I got it. But now going back to your story, now that I explained to him what we're talking about, the sensor boxes.
And
going back?
Yeah. And I asked it, do you like me? Blink once for yes, blink twice for no. It blinked once. The spirit liked me. I still don't understand why it was attractive to me, like why it was attracting at me. Maybe I'm thinking it's because I was new, or maybe something else was going on. It was a really friendly spirit. It would accept our commands. It would do what we would tell it to do. Going back to this one spot, we were in this room with a fan, and we would always ask it to move, and the fan blade would move where there was no wind. The window was open, there was no wind, and it was just moving really fast. When we would tell it to stop, it would stop. When we would tell it to go, it would go. And it's like, and then one time I asked him to move the open door. The door started jiggling back and forth kind of lightly. And it's like, I was just amazed at like how the spirits are able to do this. Like, I thought the spirits were just spirits, they couldn't touch anything, but it's like, but now I've learned that yes, spirits can communicate with humans through poltergeist activity, through paranormal activity.
Now, when you say poltergeist activity, you mean like the stuff moving?
Yeah.
Like we saw the bed move, we saw the door move.
Yes, poltergeist activity.
Now, the one time we were in the cemetery.
Okay.
And we had the EMF meter. What do you think did that one compared to when you were in the house?
It was lighting up quite a bit, I'd say. I couldn't tell. I don't really remember that much because that was a while back. If I could remember, I would definitely tell you guys what it was like. But I just don't remember that much at all.
But what I'm saying is, compared to the the EMF meter.
Okay.
And the ghost box is there.
Yeah.
Compared to the house. Was it different? Do you think it was any different in the cemetery outside than in the house? Because for me, EMF meters are different.
Energy outside, I'd say. There's a little bit more energy outside with the wind, with the with like the kinetic energy going around us, and maybe that might be what triggered the EMF box a little bit outside. But there isn't much kinetic energy inside than there is outside.
So what you're saying is the ghost box could have had outside interference from wind, from other electrical lines going over the cemetery.
Correct.
Cars and trucks passing by or signal.
But when we were inside, it wasn't going off as much, even though we were right next to a main highway, and it wasn't going off as much.
And I think that the only place where this thing spiked was the microwave, the refrigerator, which is normal. All the normal stuff, folks. And then upstairs, for some reason, over by the stereos and the electric guitars and his band equipment that he stored upstairs where we were, that stuff had a little energy in it as well. It didn't go that high. It went to yellow. But downstairs it would go to red near the refrigerator, which very unusual. Most of the time it'll go to yellow and orange near the refrigerator. The microwave made it keep going on and off, like it would stop and then go back on. But other than that, we didn't have a lot of energy. And there's nothing in that house that's going to set it off. The house is very well built. The cemetery, however, you're outside, you're in the elements, there could be electric wiring in the ground.
Yeah.
I have seen it for electric boxes. I don't know why. I was told because they use electric lawnmowers. Or equipment, but I don't know what kind of equipment you'd use in a cemetery like that. All right, folks, real quick again, www.theparanormalalliance.com. We're here joined by our new team investigator, Josh. He may, in fact, be our show's co-host, folks. So we're priming him in for this business as well.
I'll try and show up as much as I can.
And yes, you do have a busy schedule as I do. And folks, it is time for our next break. So folks, we're going to be right back right after this. All right, folks, again, we're going to go on a break. When we return, we'll be right back with our friend Josh. All right, folks, coming off the break. If you're listening to us live on Facebook or YouTube, you'll not hear the commercials. You just get to hang out with us. If you are, in fact, listening to us in an archive or our later program down the road or rerun or whatever you want to call it, archive program, the news could be heard. I'm trying to put all of this stuff in here. The reason we don't do it up on the Facebook and the YouTube live sessions is because YouTube and Facebook has rules about that. But I've been told you can do it because it's my program and I'm in charge of the programming here. So they just don't want other stuff being put in stuff. So we're trying to figure that out. Our phone number is 607-238-3816. If you want to be part of the program. And as I mentioned that, we do have a caller. Caller, welcome to the program.
Hi, how's it going tonight?
It's going all right. How are you?
Good. This is Kyle Rummer from the Kyle Rummer Show in Ashland, Wisconsin. Just a quick question. I was listening to you guys on Facebook Live. I got a question about a voice that I caught a few weeks back, and it said something I couldn't figure out. I don't know what it is.
All right, so what you're telling me is you have an EVP. Have you done all the stuff that you can do with your audio? I don't know if you use Audacity or what you use with it. Is there a way for you to go through it and you've done all that stuff with it and you still don't understand what it says?
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't figure out what it said.
All right, if you want to send it to us, our email, you can go up to our website, www.theparanormalalliance.com. If you send me that EVP that you have, I will sit down and I will review it for you.
Okay. And also, I'm a ghost hunter in Ashland, Wisconsin. There's actually a few places here in Ashland, Wisconsin that is actually haunted, and there's one that really got me scared, and I would like to talk to everybody about it, if that's okay.
All right. So you're out of Ashland, Wisconsin, you said?
Yes, sir.
Ashland, Wisconsin. If you want, you can join the Paranormal Alliance by going up to our website and telling us a little bit about about yourself. What lead us into this investigation? Was it a public investigation? Was it a private client? And please note, if it was a private client, I wish you would get permission about talking about the case. But what is the situation? We'll try to help you with it.
It was at a friend's house. I went to investigate my friend's house she's been calling me, telling me to come down because there's been some very bad. There's been something going on at the house, so I was like, okay, I'm going to come and check it out. And I started asking questions, and I heard so many voices I can't even tell what they're saying. And then all of a sudden, there's these two ghosts that really scared the bleep out of me. And it said my name, it came out, and wanted to be friends, and all of a sudden, things started throwing. I just don't know what happened at my friend's house. I was scared. I just ran away.
Now you do realize that when ghosts want to be friends, it may be a demonic spirit.
Exactly, and I did see two demonic ghosts, and they look really, really creepy. And I just ran. I couldn't do it anymore.
Can you describe? This is the co-host. Can you describe these demonic spirits? What did they look like?
One was wearing a red shirt or something, and then the face looked like the devil himself.
Oh my goodness!
Now, what did now? Can you describe the devil photo? Because I am one. I have a Christian background, and I don't believe the devil has a big tail, pitchfork, and horns coming out of his head. So can you describe that photo for us?
It did have horns. It looked like it was really, really angry at something, and I couldn't figure why it was angry.
Okay, well, okay. Now, does the place have a history of this demonic activity? Does it have a history of demons or devils in the place as you described it? Does it have...
I probably believe so. I'm going to talk to my friend later on and find out if she can find out information about the place that she's living at.
Is there a way that you can get us that photo so I can have our Michael Alchemy, as you know, last week we had, it's up on the archives. He is a professional photographer. I'd like to get the photo and maybe have him analyze your photos for you if you would like, and to see exactly what's in those photos.
Okay, but I only have one picture. Is picture of the skeleton person, but I couldn't get the whole thing. But I got the picture of something. I couldn't figure out what it was.
All right, I'd be glad to go up there and look at it for you, or have a look.
Right.
And how many times have you been to this location? Because you've said before. So is this the first time you were there, or is this a routine location that you've been to?
I've been at my friend's house for many times, and
Okay.
I'm hearing a lot of voices, a lot of things going and moving around.
I wish there was a way we could come up there and investigate with you. All right. Well, let me know, and keep in touch with me on Facebook and Twitter, and I'll be glad to help you with that.
That'll be perfect. Thanks a lot, guys, and you guys have a wonderful day.
All right.
You
Thank
too,
you.
sir. Have a great day.
All right. Hearing and seeing stuff in photos. He mentions a very good point.
He does.
A lot of times when you listen to these voices, I can remember many a times, including last night you saw it, we took about 20 minutes to get 3 different voices. We used the software in Audacity a lot of times to amplify it, or to get noise reduction, it's called, to get the noise out of it, to find out what it was saying. And I still don't remember. We still have to analyze the one voice again. I'd like to go over it again.
Which one?
The one that sounded of the girl saying something
Oh,
that we
yeah.
have no idea what it is. Over the years, I've had a lot of voices that have done that. They will speak. I think it's because of the barrier between where they're at and we're at. The spiritual versus the biological is what I call us. I don't call it sides. I call it the spiritual versus the biological. We're biological entities. We have bodies. They have spirits. So the spiritual versus the biological. And in there is probably a blockage of where we can't understand fully of what they're saying. And a lot of times, folks, a ghost may be speaking and we just won't pick it up.
Yeah.
Or we pick up something and we pick up half the sentence.
Yes.
For instance, I've had a voice, we asked, "Where are you now?" And we got the last digits of a number. It could have said a year that they were in. It could have said an address, but we only picked up the numbers for that. Our caller just now mentioned a very good thing as well. He has been there multiple times. My other suggestion for him, which I forgot to mention to him, is see if he can break up his investigations. Don't do the same thing you did before. If you ask this question, ask a different one. If you wanted only visual evidence, get only audio evidence. I've had a chance to go back to different places before. I've never really been back to a place more than twice. Unless it was a public event. The Sullivans, I think we went up there, I think it was 2 or 3 times. Erie Mansion I've been to twice. The Bundy Museum we've been to 3 times. But anyways, I try to get whatever evidence we had this time, if we go back, like to a public event or a public place that lets you investigate there. And for our caller just now, mark down what you have, mark down what you do, visually and audibly, with the audio and visual, and try to compare everything together. That's how we got some stuff at our Bundy Museum, our Erie Mansion we got, and we got an answer to something else we did. That was very nice. I love it when I can go back to somewhere and get an answer to something, or we look into, like he said, looking up information about the place you're investigating, the history of the place, if you can. A lot of places you may not be able to get every owner, everything that happened there. I normally fight a crime if there's any crimes there, if the owners were famous or not, if the building has ever been torn down or not, if the neighborhood is original. A lot of the places where I live here, the neighborhoods are different. But the west side of our city here, everything has pretty much remained the same. They've torn down like a gas station and made a auto body shop. They made another places, they tore down a few houses, apartment building, and made a strip of restaurants. Okay? The restaurants had a haunting in it. It may not be related to the restaurant at all. It could have been the multiple dwelling house, apartment building they tore down. A lot of that stuff and that information is pertinent to why there's a spirit or why there's activity. He mentioned that there was a devil there.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily use the word devil. I use the word negative entity or demonic entity.
Yeah.
Everything to me now is either a biological entity, a spiritual entity, a celestial entity, which is an angel, an extraterrestrial entity,
which
is aliens, or something that we cannot identify. Shadow people, recently, I've been reading and studying up on maybe an alien type of an alien race, or a kind of alien that is here on this earth. That's very, very good information. I'm trying to research everything before I bring that information on the show. Thank you to our caller. Thank you to our first caller, even though they screamed into the phone. But I wish him luck. I hope he does go up to our website, www.theparanormalalliance.com, and let us see some of those photos. I would love to have an investigator in Wisconsin. And what this is investigators in different area, and we network. I don't like using the word unity. Okay, that means we're all united. If you're not united, why use the word unity?
Exactly.
But I like using the word networking. You network, you learn. We can teach that gentleman who called. He can teach us. We can share evidence. We can share photo, visual evidence. We can share our experiences. And as you might hear in the background, there is a fire truck going by. That's the second time tonight he's gone out. Let's see how long he stays out this time. So if you hear that loud whistling or sirens in the background, that's why. Anyways, we can help him with what he does. He can help us with what we do. I really enjoy doing that. Sometimes I have been able to go on investigations with people and help them with their teams. And that's why the Alliance is here, is for us independent investigators or teams, independent teams, to network and to grow, and a database for others that are learning and wanting to grow in this field as well. Let's say hello to everybody in our Facebook audience here. The phone line is still open, 607-238-3816. We're winding down to the end of our program today. We're going to take one quick break, and when we come back, we're going to wind down with our friend Josh here. Folks, don't forget to listen to the archives for the entire show. I used to do a show, and then I would do a broadcast show with the audience. Our news and everything is not up here on Facebook and YouTube because of the simple fact people have said they don't like hearing the news. I don't know why. We had very good news today of a solar planet just found in another solar system. And we also had some news from the BBC, British Broadcasting Company there. Donald Trump, in the real news here, real quick, now that we're mentioning it, they have passed some new tax laws that will lower taxes for us. Again, folks, I am for Donald Trump one way or the other. I voted for him, and I'm rooting behind him. Anyways, folks, we got this quick break, and we'll be right back. All right, folks, a brief break right there. And we're back with Josh. We're winding down to almost the end of the show. Thank you for everyone who has joined us on Facebook. You guys are great. If you haven't already friended me, go ahead and friend me. Maybe you were here at a link from a friend or relative or somebody you knew wanted you to come watch the show. Our YouTube audience, we love you as well. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube. Please don't forget to subscribe. I urge people to subscribe.
And hit that bell button.
I don't know. I was thinking, now that we're talking about YouTube and going live on YouTube, some of these people do contests for a number of subscribers. Now, I don't know how many subscribers I have. I have tried to find this out. I have tried to find out forever how many subscribers I've had, and I just can't figure it out.
After the live, I can show you how to do that.
Maybe you can go up there right now and find out how many subscribers I have. Can you do that? Because I can't figure it out. I need to figure it out. Anyways, folks, while we're quickly at it, I thought of something on the break. Sitting here talking to Josh, thought of something on the break. And that is, I didn't mention to anybody that joining the Alliance is absolutely free. You just send in some information about yourself. If you have a team, our caller mentioned he had a team. We can put that up there. There is no dues. There's nothing for it. It's always been free. Our investigations are free. Our cleansing and blessing services and exorcism services are free. The www.theparanormalalliance.com is our website. It is called the Alliance of Independent Paranormal Investigators. It is it's wonderful, co-founded by myself and Michael Alchemy. I have been on 2 other teams. I have helped found 2 teams. I have helped other people with other teams. I have networked with people. I have been a, knowledgeable person that people come to for other teams. I've been in the business for 16 years. It's great. It's wonderful to do. I don't talk much about my team experience. I really don't. I like talking about the cases and the evidence. But I've had wonderful experiences in all the teams I've been on. We're winding down to the end of the show, Josh. Do you have anything else in the ending moments of this program today?
No, not really. I think that's everything I wanted to say.
Do you think you're going to last in this business? Is it what you thought it was?
It was a lot different than what I thought it was, but I'm enjoying it.
Because going in there, you were a little skeptical of stuff. You mentioned to me because of the graveyard that you didn't see anything with your own eyes. When we did the park one, you thought it was kind of fun. But last night's big investigation for you. I believe you really saw some stuff. There was a few moments there where I didn't know what you were going to think. I didn't know what you were going to do. I think talking about our more investigations, we're going to get some more permissions from our and discuss more of our public investigations that we've been on. But we're winding down, folks. Anything last moment callers, any last moment deals here, it's up to you, folks. All right, folks, it's been great this week. Don't forget to check out our archives. Don't forget to go up to our website, www.theparanormalalliance.com. Don't forget to subscribe.